Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Adrian's Digital Basement 2 Super Mini Mail Call. This is a package from Mike in Springfield, Virginia. But before I get to this, I want to get to this. What we have here is some dirt soda, shoveled and bottled in the USA. It's kind of a brown looking liquid. You're probably wondering, what the heck is Adrian doing with such a thing? Well, if you can believe it, just crack that open. Yeah, I got this from Stuart. Yeah, he sent in a package with some interesting stuff, and this was one of them. Pretty sure this is not made with dirt, has an American flag there. Please recycle. It's got to be some kind of sugary soda. So let me take a quick swig. Well, okay, what do I think of that? It's like a little bit of a cross between root beer and cream soda. It's kind of hard to describe how it tastes. It's sweet, it's not gritty, so it's not full of dirt. Yeah, it's a kind of interesting, unusual tasting soda. Yeah, I like. I'll just set that off to the side here while we crack into this package here from Mike. Got blue bubble wrap, I like it. That appears to be it. All right, let's see what we got here. I didn't find a note. Okay, there's a note right here. The note reads, "Hey Adrian, here's an Atari C380 that I did a composite mod on. Not sure if anyone else bothered, but I wanted to figure it out. Got it working fairly easily. I hacked the audio out, but the audio levels were too low. I lost interest and added it to my pile. Check my work, and if there is a better solution for the audio out, it would be interesting to see if the content makes sense for your channel. Mike." Sweet. Okay, well, this is the C380 video pinball. All right, so this is the Atari C380, as Mike said, video pinball. And there's a paddle right here and these buttons on the sides, plus 4 buttons and full 5 buttons right here. This obviously, based on these little graphics here, are a pinball replica using very early technology. I'm wondering if this is really just an Atari 2600 without a cartridge slot and like some built-in ROMs. It's got the nice wood grain finish here, fake of course, brown plastic body. And looking around on the back, here's the composite mod that he was talking about. Looks like this thing takes batteries for power. And opening this up is a little bit of a trick. There we go. Seems to take C-cell batteries, 6 of them. Oh, Atari, do not attempt game repair. There are no user serviceable parts inside. Oh, really? And here is the sticker, C380. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, not much interesting here. Doesn't tell us what the date is or anything. Looks like on the back, the original RF cable came out of here, and it looks to use a very similar power supply to the Atari 2600. All right, Mike sent some more goodies along here. Snack and pickles, not Haribo. I'm unfamiliar with these Sriracha pickle spears. Here's one of those Atari controllers for the 2600 that's got buttons. I think Stuart or someone sent one of these in already to the channel. I briefly showed it, but didn't really take a look at it. It has a normal 9-pin connector, but the feel of these buttons is really horrible. And Mike wrote, yeah, definitely worst controller competition. That might win, although the other day I was playing on someone's ColecoVision. I forgot just how horrible the controller is on the ColecoVision. Just horrible. I don't know why I didn't mount the camera on the bench mount, because it's a little bit easier to record this stuff. So pickle spears. You know, why don't I just open these up right now? Is this gonna like send brine all over my desk? Let me just move that to the side first. Okay, here we go. Scissors. Smells like Sriracha. Oh, there we go. It's a pickle spear, and there is some brine down in there. Yeah, not bad. Rick's Picks. Kind of a good little snack, I guess, if you're packing your lunch, for instance, and you just want to throw this in your bag. Get a swig of my dirt soda here to wash down the pickle taste. Okay, what's next here? Any ideas? What is this? I have no idea what these are. It's just like a little PCB here, and it's got pins on one side and a female header connector on the other. No idea what those are for. If anyone has a thought, let me know. All right, next up here we have a 75 to 300 ohm Balun. It's funny, for the longest time I just didn't have any of these, and just recently now I've sort of encountered a bunch of these. Every time I test one of my old TVs, I definitely have to use something like this because the TVs always have twin lead 300 ohm input, and then I gotta hook a coax up to it. It says TV matching transformer on there, which I guess is also commonly called a Balun. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? Okay, next up. Oh, nice. We have the actual original power supply for the pinball machine here. That is cool. Next up, we have a Pentium CPU Cooler. I ran to CompUSA and pick this up for you. That's really funny. If this is what CompUSA's stock looks like, all like weathered and stuff, I think they need to evaluate what they're doing, but we got a little piece of paper in here. Let's see what this says. Oh, it's actually a CompUSA warranty card. Oh, I didn't even notice that it actually is CompUSA branded. 90-day limited warranty, CompUSA, Dallas, Texas. For those of you who are outside the US, CompUSA has not existed for a number of years. It was a nationwide computer store chain, like a big box store, really large, and they sold everything, computer parts, but mostly software and computers. You know, you could buy a Dell, or maybe not a Dell, but whatever, Acer computer, stuff like that. But yeah, it was there was a store, one of them near my house. I never really went to it very much. We already had Fry's Electronics by the time CompUSA opened in California when I was living there, and Fry's is way better, although Fry's is gone as well. They just recently went out of business. Let me get another swig of my soda here. On the back, we have installation instructions. Look at that, it's good for up to 400 megahertz. If the CPU is 500 megahertz, don't even bother. This thing is gonna burst into flames. And they even give you a little satchel of CPU grease. It's the white stuff, not the fancy grease. This is just the cheap stuff. All right, what do we have next here? Oh, right. A little set of adjustment tools for CRTs and stuff like that. These come in very handy, typically for adjusting things like chokes, adjustable coils and things like that. You don't want to stick metal tools into those, so you really need to use stuff like this that's plastic. And that's exactly what these are for. This one, on the other hand, it's like a straw. So I don't know what this is for. The only thing I'm thinking is it's like an extension. And it is. Okay, I think that's cool now. Basically allows you to extend the reach so you're not putting your hands down into live monitors. You can keep your fingers at a safe distance from the various components. I figure this is probably compatible with all of these. It is. Okay, that's just cool, actually. And a good old pocket protector. You put this in your front shirt pocket. I mean, obviously this has this branding on here, but that's what this thing actually is. And when I say pocket protector, if you put in your shirt pocket a regular pen like this, it could leak ink. So you stick this flap here over the front of your shirt, stick it in there, and then you can keep your pens in your front pocket of your shirt without any risk of ink leaking out and destroying your shirt. All right, next up we have some more pickle spears, snacking pickles, cumin lime dill pickle spears. Interesting. Okay, I'll try those out, but I'm not gonna try them out now because I still have the Haribo ones open. I don't need that much pickles in my life all at once. And what else do we have here? Magic Eye. Okay, these are those 3D illusions that were like in every mall in the 90s. Oh, I could never see these. I think everyone who watches my videos knows I have a lazy eye, and it kind of precludes me from seeing these patterns. So these are actually postcards, as you can see there. But supposedly what you do is you look at these a certain way with your eyes and you will be able to see an image in this of something. And honestly, oh, here we go. These are the really common ones, these dot patterns. And they were really big. Oh, was it like 92? And you would have like a framed large size photo of this and you'd go to the mall and everyone was sitting there staring at it. I honestly never once saw what was in the image here because you think you need your both eyes working properly, full stereo vision, and I just don't have that ability because of my one bad eye. So yeah, if anyone like looks at this right now, pause the YouTube image, tells me what this is, because to me it's just a bunch of brown, purple, and orange specks in a pattern. That's all I could see here. I can't tell you what else this is. The craze was just so big though. On the back here, what is Magic Eye? It's the new wave of 3D puzzle pictures that propel the viewer into a secret theater. To the uninitiated, Magic Eye illusions give no clue of their real nature, but after mastering the Magic Eye technique, the viewer will begin to see images within images that are totally invisible to the uninitiated, like magic. And honestly, I'd be with friends and they're like, look, I could see a car or whatever. And I'm like, you are making this up? Like, you are totally making this up. So that's pretty hilarious. A little bit of a blast from the past, so to speak. All right, we have one more package here. It's a box and it's very tightly wrapped up. Let's take a look. I've cracked the tape seal on here. Ooh, I'm curious what interesting tidbits lie within. Okay, so this is interrupting the video from Mike. I just found this on the bottom of the box. Inside this box is a gift from Retro Rabbit. I sold this lot of chips on eBay and I noticed the shipping address was going to Adrian Black in Portland, Oregon. I was like, no way. Now I feel guilty because I was going to donate these to you, so everything else included is for me. I hope everything freaking works. All right, well, right off the bat, looks like it looks like we have some Atari chips here. Things for the Atari ST. Ooh, we do indeed. This looks like an Atari chipset cornucopia. Okay, so in that box were all these DIP ICs. They're for the Atari ST from what I can tell. These two are 25913-38s, and these are 25914-38As. I know for sure these are shifter chips. That's the video chip used on the ST. The 913-38 appears to be the DMA chip from the ST. And these down here, which are 913-20s, these also appear to be a different version of the DMA chip. So I'll put these together here. This is the YM2149F, that's the sound chip from the ST for sure. Trying to figure out what this chip is here, the CO26035-01, and nothing comes up at all. So if anyone's aware of what this is, definitely please let me know. These two ICs here, it's the WD1772, that's the floppy drive controller for the ST. The next chip is this one here, the CO70122-002, which according to what I just found on my phone here, seems to be the keyboard processor. So this might be actually installed on the back of the keyboard. And this IC here is the CO26034-29. Appears to be some kind of a ROM chip. It says unknown ROM when I look on Google for that. And the final chip is the CO26160-001. Appears to be some other kind of ROM as well. All right, next up is a little box of goodies. These are the sockets. Oh, wow. These are the unusual sockets that the ST uses. The pins, instead of being in rows, like every other PLCC socket I've ever seen, they're zigzag. Otherwise, a pretty standard affair, 68 pin on the top. It's just the backside is very unusual. And these are basically impossible to get. And what's really cool is I had an accelerator for the original Mac Classic, which clipped onto the original 68000. And it needed, I think it needed one of these basically to push onto the processor from the top, and then the accelerator would plug into these pins here. Pretty sure this is the right thing. Now this one looks a little bit mangled, the pins on there just are a little not so great looking. You see all this here? Maybe this had one of those accelerators pushed into it. And what's here? Yeah, this one is in really nice shape. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect. And none of the pins look funky at all. Awesome. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, this is handy, a little floppy adapter like a GoTech could connect up here. You plug in the ribbon cable with the edge connector like on an original PC. I'm not sure this is specifically for the Atari. And then there's a little selection of chips here. Is this RAM? These are RAM chips, I think. Let's see. Yeah, these all appear to be 256K RAM. Except look at this one. It's got a ceramic package. Very nice purple ceramic with a metal top. 150 nanoseconds. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Next, Mike has sent some unused, or maybe these were used. No, these look unused. DIN connectors. I'm theorizing that this is probably the power connector for the 520 ST that I have, the one that has the external power supply. And then we have a floppy connector and another floppy connector for the floppy drive. Neat. These are probably impossible to get these days. But wait, there's more. We have a selection of PLCC chips for sure, also from the Atari ST. Let's see what we have here. Okay, and of these PLCC chips, these ones on the left here is the CO25915-38A, which appears to be the ST. It appears to be the ST/Mega glue chip, sort of like the logic chip that connects all the different components of the motherboard together, hence the term glue. And then this chip here is the CO25912-38, which is the MMU. That's the one that died on my computer recently. Actually, there are a total of 4 MMU chips I didn't notice, so yeah, 25912-38. I've wandered over to Best Electronics' website, and he has a list of all the ICs for the Atari. I'm not sure why I didn't just go here at the beginning. It seems like what's after the main numbers, like the -38, doesn't really matter, because the 25915, these are 38A, and this is just a 38. But he lists the 25915 with no dash as the glue chip. So I'm just going to say that those are glue ICs. And then these two ICs here are 25912-20s, which I guess I'm going to assume that these are just memory management units as well. So it looks like I actually have a total of, how many of these? 6 memory management units. No, actually 7, because this is the 25912 as well, -20. So 3 -20s and then 4 -38s. And using the handy list on Best Electronics, it looks like this ROM chip here, the 26160, is the TOS 1.0 ROM High 2. So this is like one of this set. Looks like there are 6 total. And this IC here, which is the 26034, is one of the 2 ST boot ROMs. So this would be for the very first ST, like the one I have. When that machine was first released, from what I read, it did not have TOS integrated into the ROM on the motherboard. Instead, it just had a very simple boot ROM requiring you to insert a floppy disk that loaded the OS into RAM. And that was because when the machine was rushed to market, the original or the operating system wasn't ready for ROM, and that was like an upgrade that people got later. So that machine I have has TOS 1.04 installed on the motherboard, so you don't need to boot anything with a floppy. It can go right to the desktop. But I guess with these original boot ROMs, the machine won't actually do anything without the disk. But the problem is, of course, you only have 512K of RAM, so when you booted it with the original floppies, it would load that into RAM and take away most of your usable RAM space. So anyway, this is a great collection of ST parts for the original early model STs, so that if I ever need to do any future repairs, I should hopefully have some spare parts available to get those machines up and running. Another swig of my dirt. Yeah, all that sugar means I need to take some extra insulin here. All right, I put the PLCC chips back into these bags. I did write on them what they are. It's hard to see, just to keep them safe. Got the old 1084 out here. I think I have this hooked up. Well, I'm pretty sure this is set to RGB. All right, let's plug this in. All right, picture looks a bit dark. Having to fiddle with the controls a little bit. The video levels must be low on this because this monitor, I have it all calibrated and set up properly. All right, so how does this work here? So you can select different games. This appears to be like a breakout type game, so I guess we push service. No. Reset, okay. Pot's a little scratchy, but there it is. Ball service. And there is sound. It'd be nice if it went a little faster. Whoa, now it's really going fast. Oh, I died. So there's a reset button as well, which resets it. There's an option button. Not sure what that does. Select changes the game. This has paddles, like pinball. And when you push a paddle, it lasts a couple seconds, then it goes down. So you can't just permanently hold them like this. Although you can kind of just do that. That seems like cheating. Ooh, it has a little bit of physics. I'm just gonna cheat by... Oh, I still lost. Interesting that there's like a delay. So I pushed the paddle buttons, but it had gone through that right there and the things didn't go up until after. I'm back on breakout and it's pretty funny. So you can move this like right off the side of the screen. And if you move it this way, it kind of causes that entire, all those set of scan lines to dim out. Very weird. Gonna have another sip of dirt soda. Wood grain, yes. I'm checking out the Wikipedia article on this particular game console. Looks like it came out around 1977, and it says the successor is the 2600. It says the first model of this game console was based on the single chip, and there's a series of numbers, and it says Pong on a chip, produced by Atari. There's really just not a lot of information on this console, on this article at least. So I think this video game console will require a second video where we take a closer look at the inside, look at the construction, and see about improving this composite mod. See if we can improve the video and the audio levels on it. So Mike, thank you very much for sending in this game console and those other goodies, including these Atari ICs. And now this little section is being edited into the outro of the unboxing video. Thank you very much, Retro Rabbit, for buying and donating all those Atari chips to me, which came through Mike. And then thank you, Mike, for the other stuff like the Atari game console and the RAM chips and stuff like that. That's just pretty funny. I had this box on the floor and I did not notice the label. And now back to the outro as I had originally recorded it. Very, very helpful for future repairs. Oh, and the Magic Eye book. I couldn't see it then. I still can't see it now. So if anyone watching liked this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do, all that YouTube stuff. Hit subscribe on my second channel here. It really helps me out. Thanks to my patrons. Their names are scrolling up the screen. I really appreciate their support. And if you want to become a patron yourself, you can do so at the link in the description. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. So everyone, thanks very much. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.